All righty, welcome to the High Altitude Investing live stream. Today is Saturday, May 18th. And yeah, we're doing a live stream today, so let's go ahead and get started here. Share the link with everybody so that everybody can tune in. And we'll get going on some crypto stuff today. So yeah, hope you guys have had an awesome week, an awesome day so far. I know I have. I've had a great week this week, and I'm really excited about some of the things we're going to talk about today. So, should be a lot of fun. Should be a good time. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and get started here and get talking about these cryptos. So, let's start with Ethereum today, with Ether, the great Ether of the world. You know, actually, you guys, if you study what the word ether means, it's actually pretty cool. The word ether. Now, Ethereum is breaking out of a bullish flag, or starting to show signs of breaking out of a bullish flag. This is a perfect bullish flag here, textbook bullish flag pattern here on Ethereum, and we're starting to break bullish out of this pattern. Now, this is the 5-day candlesticks, and you can see here, if we zoom in here to this candlestick right here, you guys can see we do have a bullish engulfing candlestick. So if you don't know what a bullish engulfing is, then definitely take a minute to Google this today and do a little bit of research on this pattern. It's very, very useful to understand this pattern. So basically, in a downtrend, you have obviously red candlesticks, because when you're going down, the candlesticks are red, at least the bearish ones are. So the majority of the candlesticks are going to be red in a downtrend. Then when you do a reversal into an uptrend, you get a bullish engulfing candlestick. So you guys can see here on this chart that we have a bullish engulfing. In other words, the green candlestick is bigger than the red one. So it engulfs the red one. Let's see here if there's a better, this is probably even a better example of it, of what it looks like here. You've got a red candle, then the green one comes in and it's bigger, so the length of it engulfs the previous candle, which is exactly what we see here with Ethereum. So we have a bullish engulfing candlestick, and that's a very, very common bullish reversal pattern. Very powerful. Very simple, very easy to trade, and very, very common. So you guys can see we have our bullish flag pattern right here. And then, like I said, we have that bullish engulfing candlestick here on Ethereum. So that's looking really good. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys taking a minute to tune in. Tech dude, what's up, man? And all right, I was going to do things my way, AJ, and maybe for the future we'll just plan to do the guitar playing at the end of the stream every week, because I really kind of want to get into TA stuff usually. But I'm going to go ahead and play one simple song for you, and then we'll get started, because, you know, give the people what they want, right? It's like the first rule of business. So here's a song called Malaguena. Maybe you've heard this one, me play it before, but we'll go ahead and play it. There you go. There's some Malaguena for you. So, I love playing guitar. It's one of my favorite instruments of all time. And so I don't mind you asking me to play guitar on these streams sometimes, man. You're welcome, bro. So yeah, we're breaking bullish out of a bullish flag pattern. We've got our bullish engulfing candlestick here on Ethereum. This looks really good. This is a bullish continuation pattern. Obviously, the market doesn't have to play this out, right? The market has a mind of its own. It can do what it wants. But it's kind of like saying there's some things that are so probable that you would never bet against it, right? Like, for example, if somebody brings a box of pizza to my house, there's almost 0% chance that I'm not going to eat a slice of pizza, right? So even though the market can do its own thing, a lot of these patterns have very, very high success rates. And it would kind of be like betting against, it would be like trying to swim upstream, right? So even though some of these patterns don't have to play out, the bull flag is a very, very high probability pattern. And it works consistently. It's easy to spot, especially in crypto and bull markets. It breaks out the majority of the time. So this looks really good here with Ethereum. I definitely wouldn't bet on it going down, if that makes sense to you guys. So yeah, let's talk a little bit more about Ethereum on the big picture, and then we'll go around to some other coins. And you guys feel free to request any coins that you guys want me to cover in today's stream. I'll be more than happy to cover whatever you guys are interested in. So the bullish flag pattern, like I said, it's a bullish continuation pattern, but also inside of the markets, we have what's called fractals. And what's really interesting is Ethereum did a bull flag right here. A lot of people don't know this because they don't understand chart patterns and stuff, so they don't look for these kinds of things. But Ethereum did a bull flag right here. And we broke bullish out of that bull flag. This is a great example of how this pattern plays out often and really works really well. I mean, this pattern is, if you can spot this pattern and get in on it, especially down here in the dip, like where we're at right now, on the mini pattern that we have, then you can really make a lot of money playing that bullish flag pattern. And you can see over here, again, like I said, we've got this little bullish flag pattern. So imagine buying Ethereum at $1,000. That's kind of like a mini version right here. Buying Ethereum at 31, it's kind of like getting a little discount because it was worth 41 up here. And you can see that when we broke bullish out of this bull flag, you know, we started to move up. Started to get some momentum here. The other thing I want to talk about is fractals. So if you guys are into geometry, which for me, geometry is the most, and like the coolest, like literally the coolest kind of math that there is, you know, just my personal opinion, okay? So you guys can have your own, obviously. But geometry is really cool. And fractals are so when it comes to trading, fractals and geometry are probably some of the most important things you could understand. And what a fractal is the big looks like the little part. So it's like a hologram, the microcosm, the macrocosm, and the microcosm, right? This happens in markets too. So this big circle is a fractal of this little circle and vice versa. This little circle right here is a fractal of this big circle, right? At fractals, it's the same pattern, just different size. Well, that's what's happening with these bull flags as well. We have our big bull flag and our little bull flag. It's a fractal of the bigger pattern. So this is another very common thing that happens inside of markets. You get this fractal geometry that happens, and people forget, you know, just like how, you know, raise your hand if you saw people that were bearish. Obviously, I can't see you guys raising your hand, but just for the purpose of, you know, just pretend you're raising it, I guess. Did you guys see people that were bearish here? Yes, I'm sure you saw a lot of people that were bearish when Ethereum was worth $1,000 down here, right? Well, there's a mini version of that happening right now. People are bearish. on Ethereum at the bottom of a bullish flag pattern after the beginning of a very clear bull market. And so it's interesting to see that, right? It's interesting to see people do that. And when you learn about some of these things like fractals, you start to realize, okay, this isn't something that only happens in trading. You realize, galaxy spiral and seashell. If you look at a galaxy spiral, the way that galaxies have their spirals from all the planetary bodies moving in their gravitational pulls, you get a Fibonacci spiral. And that Fibonacci math, Nikola Tesla is actually studying this a lot. He was super interested in torus math and 369 and Fibonacci and stuff. And basically that geometry is found consistently throughout nature. So whether you're looking at galaxies or whether you're looking at a seashell, you're finding that Fibonacci spiral. And you can even just type Fib spiral in nature, and you'll get hundreds of examples of this exact same mathematics occurring in nature, even down to the way that clouds move, weather patterns, And this principle is consistent throughout nature. So, with that being said, that same fractal geometry appears inside of markets. It's called the macrocosm and the microcosm. So when you look at the little picture, it looks the same as the big picture. This is also why, even though the smaller time frames are more volatile, you still get market cycles on these smaller time frames. And sometimes if you compare a market cycle on a smaller time frame to a market cycle on a bigger time frame, you're going to see the same pattern. You're going to see the same thing playing out. For example, I'll just show you guys a little bit about what I'm talking about, and then we'll make sure you guys are requesting coins so that when I go back over to the chat and I'm done talking, blabbing my mouth off here, we can run over some of the coins you guys are looking at. But just to show you guys what I mean here, here's silver. This is 2003, and you guys can see that from 2003 to 2024 is 21 years worth of time. So that's a very large cycle, right? That's a big cycle. It takes a lot of time to form that pattern. But what's crazy is if you look at Bitcoin here on the bottom and you look at silver on the top and you compare their cycles, even though Bitcoin only went from 2017 until 2021 or 2020, you can see the same human psychology took place. So the macrocosm, silver taking 24 years, and the microcosm, Bitcoin taking, what is that, 4 years? About 4 or 5 years. It's the same pattern. It's the same fractal, right? The little circle is the same as the big circle. It's the same fractal. So this geometry and this math is not only found in nature, it's found in your charts too. And this is what the pros know, and this is what Wall Street doesn't want you to know, basically, and what nobody talks about because for some reason everybody's caught up around emotions or news or fundamentals. And let me tell you, if you're caught up in your emotions, you're not probably trading other people's emotions. So you need to trade other people's emotions, and that's why we use the Wall Street cheat sheet, which is also a fractal of human psychology. That's what it is. Elliott waves are also a fractal. They're sometimes called the Elliott wave fractal. So that human emotion, that psychology repeats just like how you'd find geometry repeating in nature. You get the same geometry repeating in these charts due to human psychology. Why? Because humans are social creatures, but we're also creatures of we're creatures of psychology. The way that we react to things has been the same throughout history, right? They say history, one of the hardest lessons to learn of history is that people don't learn the lessons of history. We make the same mistakes again. We develop, we advance in technology, but then we make these mistakes. We screw up the economy. We get to, we end up doing a lot of dumb stuff that we've already done previously that you think we would have learned from. Why? Because human psychology is the same, right? We all have we're not all the same, but we all have brains and we all have similar psychology in ways. There's consistency, right? We all have unique aspects, but there's a consistency found in every person, and that consistency is found in these charts because of the human emotion. So, yeah, that's powerful to understand these things, to understand that Ethereum is doing a little fractal of that bigger picture bull flag. A lot of people are bullish on silver right now, wondering, is silver going to go up? Is silver a good investment? And I'll just tell you, yes. Based on everything that I know about trading and investing, silver's about to skyrocket here. Now, is that bad for crypto? No, it's not bad for crypto. Crypto is about to skyrocket too. So, yeah. It's all BS and luck. I'm just not going to respond to you, my friend. Okay, let's check out Velo. That's what they say to wealthy people. Oh, look how lucky that person is, but then they don't know what that person did to get what they have. So don't tell me about luck. It doesn't exist. Okay. There's such thing called the law of averages. And if you go to a casino, you have a 30% success rate if you're lucky, right? 30% win rate. So you're using the law of averages. And sometimes, because of the law of averages, you hit something and you make some money, right? I don't gamble. I've only done it once in my entire life, ever, because I don't believe in gambling, because I think it's a waste of your time and money. However, with that being said, the law of averages is what we use. There's a law called the law of averages, but there's no such thing called luck. If you take 2 quarters and you flip them enough, they're both going to end up flipping on heads or tails 50% if you flip it enough. But the first few flips, you might get 7 heads, 3 tails, right? That's called the law of averages. There's no such thing as chance. Luck and chance don't exist, right? It's the law of averages. Research this stuff. And you'll actually get smarter. Or not. You don't have to get smarter if you don't want to. Not everybody wants to be smart. Some people want to be dumb their whole life, which is why they stop learning stuff after high school and college. But most people should start reading. You should be reading and learning your whole life. All right? People wonder why they're in the lower and middle class, and then they literally fill their heads with TV and movies all day and not knowledge. And then they wonder why they can't think and why they're lazy and dumb. Start reading books. Start studying. Start learning. Learning is a sacred thing. It's one of the most beautiful things you can do in this life, is to learn and get smarter. So somebody requested Velo here. Ethereum's in a bull flag, and if we zoom in on Velo a little bit here, you'll see a very similar flag pattern. Now, if you guys remember, Bitcoin was kind of pushing against its lows the other day, and people were trying to sell because they thought, oh, Bitcoin's going to make a new low, right? But it didn't. Bitcoin did this. It pumped up. Why? Because Bitcoin is bullish. All right? Everything in the chart, there's a high probability Bitcoin is bullish. So I think Velo's doing the same thing here. A lot of people are thinking, oh, look how hard it's trying to push down to this. But actually, because it's not failing support, that's a good sign. We were watching Bitcoin do the same thing just the other day, and then it broke bullish. So we have a bullish flag here. Ethereum broke bullish in its bull flag. I expect Velo will break bullish as well. It's already started to. You can see we broke out, retest. I think Velo is going to keep going up here and go up towards at least 2 cents here in the near future. These bull flags, like I said, they work. They're easy to spot. They're good to trade. And in bull markets, they play out so phenomenally well. So keep your eyes on that bull flag on Velo. And in the bigger picture, go watch my other video about Velo. I made one maybe like a few days ago or so. I don't remember exactly when. So I made a video about Velo and what I think it's going to do in the big picture. So go check that out if you want to see what I think about that. But I think the big picture has a lot of upside left, to put it simply, in today's video. What is this, a history lesson class? Yeah, I mean, if you want to get smarter, I'll try to teach you guys some stuff that I know. But oh man. Some people don't want knowledge. You know, some people, they think wisdom is ignorance. And that's why they live their whole lives screwing up all the time. But yeah. No, this isn't a history lesson class, dude. But it is true that humans repeat the same stupid mistakes. You know, we do the same things. You'd think we'd learn from history, and we don't. Right? Every single bottom of every crypto market cycle, it is so hard to convince people to buy the bottom. It's like talking to somebody with like earplugs in and they're focused on something else, or talking to somebody that's asleep and hoping they're listening to you. You just can't do it, right? At the bottom of markets, people are thoroughly convinced that crypto is the stupidest thing to put their money into. Then at the top, they're telling all their friends to buy, and then 6 months later over family dinner, they have to suffer the consequences of all their family being like, hey, you guys told me to buy this crypto stuff. Is it going to keep going up? Well, you know, if you'd wake up and stop being an idiot and actually buy the freaking dip instead of being ignorant and stupid, then yeah, you could have your family members be rich. All right? But no, you want to wait until it's cool to get into crypto at the top of the cycle instead of when it's good to buy, like right now. So, just saying. Let's check out BioFi. I've actually never heard of this coin. BFi? Yeah, we're not doing TA on that, man. I'm sorry. I don't know which one that is. We will do with, though. I'll happily do TA on with. Why? Because this is a great example of why people should learn about... Where's the most historical data? This is a great example of why people need to learn about market cycles and human emotion, right? Because people think that fundamentals move markets. And I'm here to tell you that human emotion moves markets. You know, why else did Dogecoin do so good? Why else do meme coins do so good? Because people get excited, and when demand increases because of human emotion, they buy stuff up. And then they get too excited, you know, and it crashes later. That's what moves markets, human emotion. And the quicker you get that into your head, the more profitable you're going to be as a trader and an investor. So yeah, you know, get that in your head as quick as you can. Now, a lot of people draw trend lines, but trend lines also suck. All right, trend lines, it's useful to use trend lines when you're trading patterns like triangles, but trend lines almost always don't work. People draw a trend line, it falls below the trend line, and they think that it's going to go down, and really that's where all the liquidity is and where all the whales are buying, and then guess what? It goes up in value, like shortly after, right? Because they sold right below their trend line because everybody was watching the same stupid trend line. You know, people don't understand liquidity in markets. They don't understand this stuff. Because of that, they suffer greatly. And they could make a ton of money, but, you know, they'd rather just be dumb. So, all right, so we got 5 waves up here on WIF. And then if you have an ABC correction here on the way down, you guys can clearly see that this is a complete Elliott wave cycle here with WIF. Now, the short term might chop around a little bit like this, but if you know anything about crypto, expect some chop in the short term. That's what crypto does. It chops around in the short term. I'm bullish on WIF. I think WIF is going to do really good this cycle. And people, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to, I don't care if you disagree with me. It's cool or whatever. But but I'm bullish on WIF. We're in a triangle pattern right now. We did an ABC correction, 5 waves up. We're just kind of chopping around in this range. I personally think that we're going to see a big move on the upside with WIF. The other thing is people wonder, okay, well, if it's a meme coin, how can it go up in value? And I was just talking about this. Yes, it can absolutely go up in value. Human emotion moves markets. A lot of times people get mad at meme coins, not because they're going up in value, but because they didn't buy it. Because they bought a whole bunch of utility coins thinking that if they studied their fundamentals out and found the best projects, they'd make a bunch of money. And then they see all these meme coins taking off, and they're like, oh, those stupid meme coins, they're just going to dump. They're just thin air. They're just suck, And people start thinking like that. And they're like, oh, these meme coins, they're just going to dump, They're so stupid and everything. And they're like, just keep holding your utility tokens. But really, they're just mad because they're not in on it. And then things like Dogecoin do a bunch of money and all these millionaires are made and everybody's like mad. Well, if you'd understand cycles, if you'd learn about human emotion, if you'd study what moves markets, which is human emotion and human psychology, then you would buy meme coins because you would see the setup before everybody else does. You'd hold on to it and you literally would not care what that coin does. And the more I say stuff like this, the more I get haters. Why? Because I'm telling you guys the absolute truth about the situation. Human emotion moves markets. Period. Right? And that makes people mad because they want to buy stuff based on their own research. And I do believe in doing your own research. But if you're going to do that, buy it and do the analysis first. Do the analysis on the chart first. And then do your research on the coin. Okay, let's check out AXS. So this is one that I get requested in my Discord quite a bit. So I know there's a lot of people that are wondering about this coin. There must be quite a few people invested in this coin. I don't know a lot about it. But I do see an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Again, human emotion moves markets. As Bitcoin goes up, we're going to see a breakout on the upside here with AXS. We have wave 1, we have wave 2, wave 3. Oh, there we go. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and an ABC correction down here. A, B, and C, which I believe went to the 618 level. Let's check. Yep, right down to the 618 level here, which is called the golden ratio. We were talking about how Fibonacci is found in nature earlier, and that 618 is a Fibonacci ratio. So that's a great place for picking coins up, is at that 618 level from swing low to swing high. So yeah. Let's zoom out a little bit here so it doesn't look so messy. Or zoom in, my bad. So you guys can see 5 waves up, ABC correction down onto the 618. Now it's a zone, so sometimes you'll see coins like go a little bit lower than the 618, like it'll have a wick down to the 786. But where the price is bouncing around at, that's the support level. So this really is the 618 here that we've tested. Okay, let's go ahead and remove all these drawing tools and talk about a different coin. Alrighty. So people are wondering about BSV. No, I'm not. I haven't given up on BSV. So it's on Binance. There's a perpetual contract for BSV on Binance, if you guys didn't know. So it is being traded on major exchanges. Binance has a lot of volume. It's good to see it there. And you guys, it's going to follow Bitcoin. Obviously, I'm not a BSV maxi. You know, I honestly have more money in other coins. But I do think it's going to take off here. And I do think that we're going to see some upside here on BSV as we turn around because of this ABC correction and as the rest of the market continues to break out. So yeah, it'll probably do a higher percentage gain than Bitcoin before the end of the cycle. But that's because Bitcoin has a huge market cap. Bitcoin, it takes a ton of money to move Bitcoin. BSV has a low market cap. It doesn't take very much to send it up. So as the bull market goes crazy and as money comes into Bitcoin, then you're going to see, because BSV has a lower market cap, it'll do a bigger percentage gain. So, bro, once again, you pulled up the wrong token for... I actually didn't do analysis on your coin. Fox Mulder, by the way, I love your name. But I have to say, Mr. Fox Mulder, that I don't know where to find your coin. You might have to like email me like where to look for it or something, because I've tried to get it right a few streams now, and I'm not trying to be mean. I just, so I just can't find. Those are strange coins in strange lands, so you'll have to direct me where to go. Is Solana the new Binance of the last cycle? That's a good question, Tech Dude. I'm bullish on Solana. I've been bullish on Solana since literally the exact bottom because we were watching market cycles. And I knew that Solana was going to take off. It looked exactly like what I look for based on market cycle analysis. And so with that market cycle analysis in place, I was thinking, okay, you guys, Solana's going to bottom out here soon. And it bottomed out at around $15 or whatever, and around 12, I think, maybe 12, $10, $12, and then went to 212 afterwards. Because of human emotion and human psychology, we were able to play that one and get in really, really early on Solana. Do I think it'll do good this cycle? Well, you tell me. Let me show you a little something here. Don't tell your friends this, because then they'll all get rich and you'll have to, over family dinner, you'll be the cool guy instead of the guy that told everybody at the top. But if you look at Costco, again, human emotion moves markets. And like we were talking about earlier, it doesn't matter if you're looking at silver or crypto or what time frame or how long it took or how small in time it took, how little amount of time it took. Human emotion fractals and repeats itself. Costco Wholesale Corporation is a great example of that cycle, that human emotional psychology taking place. Costco's on the bottom, Solana's on the top. It's almost hard to tell the difference between the two. Why? Because human emotion repeats itself. It's fractal in nature and it repeats itself, and you guys can see that one of the reasons, and I was looking at this fractal comparison right here at the exact bottom, and I literally posted on my Twitter and my Discord telling people, you guys, Solana's bottoming out, and I was looking at this fractal comparison, and it's moving exactly as we planned for it to move. And by the way, Costco went nuts after this. Costco went completely nuts. So do I think it's the next Binance? I think Binance is going to do good this cycle, right? So I don't want to pin them against each other. Do I think Solana could do higher percentage gain? That's even hard to say, but I definitely think it's possible it could do a higher percentage gain than Binance will. So I don't marry coins, I was just making, at the start of this video or live stream, I was talking about Ethereum and how I'm bullish on Ethereum right now. But I tell people on my Twitter and everywhere that I think Solana will do higher percentage gain than Ethereum will. I don't get a lot of love for it. I get a lot of hate for it. but I don't marry coins. I see what's in the chart. And historically, Solana has outperformed Ethereum since its inception. It was only in the bear market that it didn't do as good as Ethereum, and that's just because Ethereum held its value better. But in the bull markets, people want to take risk on. They want to take the risky one, and let me tell you, gas fees suck, among a lot of other things, and a lot of people want to take the riskier bet with Solana, and they're wise for it. I'm just saying, they're pretty smart to do that. So I think it could definitely outperform Binance. It does. It looks beautiful. I agree with you, Arthur. It looks amazing, man. It really does. BioFi is on Avalanche. Yeah, it's on Avalanche, but like Deck Screener, like where do I go to like look at it? Like Deck Screener, Trading View, like, you know, you might have to direct me a little bit more, Fox Mulder. And if you see any aliens while you're at it, let me know. I do really love your name. It's Fox Mulder. All right, so I did a little bit of whiff analysis. Let's go ahead and talk about, I've been asked to do teddy bear analysis. So let's do a little bit of teddy bear analysis for you. Honestly, I don't think anything's changed since my last live stream. So this will just take 2 seconds. Everybody else, flood the chat with your favorite coins. I want to do analysis on coins you guys want. So flood the chat with your favorite coins. You know, I've got some more. I just started the stream like 30 minutes ago. So I got a little bit more time left. We can do at least a few more coins here before I go. I've got a meeting I'm going to after this. So I can't stay forever, but I'd love to do a little bit of analysis for you guys. So again, human emotion moves markets. This is a meme coin. I don't care if it's a meme coin. In fact, sometimes I prefer meme coins because they have so much pure human emotion. So the chart patterns play out almost perfectly because of that. And we do have a massive triangle here. We had a market cycle right here. You can see parabolic, pull back. And for the people that understood market cycles, they could have bought right here and they would have made tons of money. Like a ton of money right there already because of human emotion and market cycles. Then you get this huge bullish candle coming in. We get a push up above resistance. And really, this is the beginning of a bull market when you start to break above a previous cycle because you're going into price discovery. And when you go into price discovery, who knows how high it could go? You know, this thing could take off right here as a result of that price discovery. Now watch this triangle really closely because it's probably going to bounce up to the top of this triangle. And if it breaks through that triangle, that's green light go here with Teddy Bear. We're going to see a lot more upside with Teddy Bear. There's a lot of volume, and I definitely think it could go pretty high. So, do you still have time to cover the world markets? Yes, I do actually have time to cover the world markets. We'll just do really quick. We'll just do the Dow Jones really fast here and talk a little bit about what's going on in the Dow Jones. So I've been talking about bull flags, right? How bull flags are very, very, very common, very easy to trade. And in bull markets, they're super, super helpful. They play out most of the time. I was watching this bull flag on the Dow Jones right here where everybody was selling their stocks. I was bullish publicly on my Twitter, in the Discord. I think I even maybe mentioned it in one of my videos. I can't remember for sure. But either way, I was bullish right here because of a bull flag. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm just saying, you guys, this pattern works. Okay? So when the Dow Jones was dropping here in 2022, and everybody was selling and everybody thought the world was going to end, I was just quietly, patiently looking at this bull flag, posting in my Discord, staying chill. And I said, you guys, the Dow Jones is going to break bullish. And boom, look what happened, right? No surprise here with the Dow Jones. Now, in the bigger picture, what's happening is the Roaring 20s 2.0. I don't know if you guys ever studied the Roaring 20s, but that's what we're headed into right now in the world markets. And I'm not going to talk about how high it could go. You know, it could go here, it could go here, it could go here. Who knows how high the Dow Jones is going to go? But I'm telling you not to fight this trend, and don't try to call the top, because a lot of stuff is just barely breaking out. And crypto follows the world markets. Has a 90% correlation to the world markets. So the Dow Jones is breaking out in this massive bull market, and we're having a repeat of the Roaring 20s. You know? And if you go back and look at the Roaring 20s, look how fun that was, right? Boom, this crazy move up here. And it started, by the way, with a bull flag. Do you see that? There's a bull flag breakout right here, and then the Roaring 20s started. And everybody made a ton of money in the Roaring 20s, even if they were didn't know what they were doing. And then the Great Depression happened, right? And I'm here to tell you guys that the Dow Jones is starting a Roaring 20s right now. That's why crypto's going crazy. That's why silver's going crazy. All this stuff is starting to go crazy because we're seeing the early signs of this starting to take off as we're going into, the Roaring 20s here, 2.0. And it's going to be a lot of fun, but the thing is try convincing people that a Roaring 20s was going to happen before it did, and then try convincing people that the Great Depression was going to come afterwards. That's really hard to do. So I just try to tell you guys what I'm seeing in these videos, and whoever has ears to hear, let them hear, because I'm just telling you guys what I know. And yeah. All right, I think Fox Mulder can help us find the coin he wants me to look at. So, Biometric Financial. Okay, my friend, I think that we got the right one here. Now. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, sweet. Let's pull up a trading view chart here if we can. Where is it? I would love to pull up a trading view chart, but it's not working. I can't see where the thing is. I don't know. Maybe it's normally there. I don't see it right now. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this really quick here for you, my friend. So you guys can see market cycles, human emotion. We have a huge ABC correction here. I can't draw on this chart. I wish I could. For some reason, it's not showing the trading view button on this one. It must not be available on trading view anywhere, which is why I couldn't find it on trading view. But yeah, we have an ABC correction down. And down at this lowest point right here would have been the depression phase of the cycle, where everybody would have been giving up on it. And everybody would have been really scared. That would have been around 2023. Then we started to bottom out here. We're starting to see increasing volume, increasing price, which is bullish. And yeah, it's starting to break bullish here. I think that this will probably double bottom and start to move up. And I don't tell you guys these things to try to please your ears. I know it sounds like I'm a politician sometimes and a preacher other times, because I say things that sound like you'd want to hear it, and other times I say things like that are really kind of sound like I'm being rude when I'm not trying to. But I'm just telling you guys what I honestly see, and what I honestly see is a double bottom breakout here happening on Biometric Financial, and it's following Bitcoin, and as money keeps going into Bitcoin, you're going to see money come into these coins. I don't think this thing's going to be left behind. I bet this thing keeps going up. I bet it bottoms out right here and starts to turn around. And I know that sounds like I'm just trying to please your ears because some random person asked me about a coin on here, and I'm telling you it's going to go up. But I'm serious. I'm being 100% honest with you. I really believe it's going to go up. So yeah. Teddy is just a solid hold. I agree, actually. Hodl. Sorry. The correct term is hodl. So, All right, I want to talk about render a little bit today. Oh, let me finish talking about the world markets. I think we're gonna see a lot more upside here in the world markets. At some point, we're gonna top out. It won't last forever. The time is now to be investing in crypto, to be playing this stuff, because they can't print money forever and have it just go up forever. At some point, even if they keep printing, it's gonna go down, right? But the time is now to take advantage of this stuff, because once this stuff really takes off, once the market really takes off, when the Great Depression comes, you guys will not have the opportunity that you have right now for crypto. And gold is another example. You know, when gold starts to rally, that doesn't mean the top is in, but that means that things are starting to get exciting. And as the stock market keeps going up, keeps breaking out, and keeps going higher, you're going to see gold go up, you're going to see silver go up, you're going to see a lot of stuff go up. And again, people think I'm crazy when I say this stuff because they think they have in their minds, because of the media, that gold is versus stocks. And it's really not true. You know what happens in bull markets? Everything rises together. It's just that stocks lead the market and gold lags behind. And then when the top comes, everything tops out together. It's just one tops out a little bit sooner than the other one. Stocks top out, and gold does this, and then it tops out. And when the depression happens, literally nothing goes up. That's why it's called a depression, because nobody's buying anything. Yeah, gold will retain its value better than some things will. It'll hold its value better, so it's not bad to hold gold in a depression. It's actually kind of smart to hold gold and silver, but it's not going to go up. That's ridiculous to think that. That's stupid. That never has happened ever. So it's not going to happen. That's not how these markets work. So I know people don't want to hear this stuff because it's just the freaking truth, but that's really what's going to happen, you guys. Gold will rise, stocks will rise. They're going to rise all together. Stocks will top out first, gold and oil and stuff will top out after, and then everything's going to crash together, including your crypto. And, you know, again, you don't have to like me for saying it, but it's true. So, you know, it's just true. That's really what's going to happen. So, okay, back to render, because I wanted to talk about render a little bit today. So, render also broke bullish out of a bull flag. You guys can see we broke bullish out of this bull flag here on render. And just like how Solana broke out of another bullish flag, render is breaking out of a bull flag as well. And I think render is going to really start to take off here as Bitcoin takes off. And let's talk about my target for Bitcoin, because we haven't even talked about Bitcoin yet. But yeah, I think render is going to take off here and really start to move up here as Bitcoin takes off as well. And my target for Bitcoin, if you want my big picture target, go back and watch my previous video. I made a video called This Bitcoin Target is Insane, I think is what it's called. Go watch that video, because I get into detail about how I came to my big picture Bitcoin target, what it is. I'll just tell you it's over 100K plus. It's actually closer to 250,000. So go watch that video. I teach you guys the Elliott wave theory, everything, how Bitcoin can go to 250,000 per coin this cycle. But in the short term, I'm watching for a breakout up above resistance here and start to head towards 70 and 80,000 per coin on Bitcoin. So you're going to see coins like Render. You're going to see coins like almost a lot of the coins we've been talking about today. They're going to follow this breakout on Bitcoin and see more upside, right? So yeah, I'm watching 70 to 80K here on Bitcoin. Really 77 to 80 is the next short-term target. I won't be selling there, but that's a place where I expect price to go. And then go watch my other video for my big picture target on Bitcoin if you want to learn some stuff about how we come to targets, how we find Fibonacci targets, and all that good stuff. So 16,000 volume, 16K volume. You'd have to kind of show me what you mean by that. I don't know what you're talking about, Hector. It is important to look at commodities like copper, oil, and natural gas. Yes, everything is connected. Everything is correlated. I mean, you guys, have you ever heard of the butterfly effect? Go study the butterfly effect. If you guys don't think markets are correlated and connected, they are. There's a very strong correlation and connection between markets. And if you understand the butterfly effect, you understand that a small cause in one place can create a huge effect in another place. Right? So a small thing can create a big change. So yeah, it's actually really useful to look at the oil and gas markets as a crypto investor. And crypto has a 90% correlation to the stock market. So if you don't understand how to trade stocks and you don't understand how to trade the world markets, then you're probably going to have a hard time trading crypto. So you should learn that too, right? And all the stuff we talk about in these videos applies to those markets, but yeah, it's super, super useful to study that. So I'm glad you asked that question, my friend, because people need to understand that. People need to understand that the world markets have, let's do the oil one where we don't have the death fractal. There we go. The more you understand these things about markets, the better of a trader and an investor you're going to be. So oil, for example, is doing the same thing that like a lot of these coins are doing. We were actually looking at Velo at the start of this stream, and I want to show you guys, just again to reiterate this point of how markets are fractal and it doesn't matter what you're trading, you can use the same things to be able to predict and play these markets. If you go to Velo and you check out Velo here, and we zoom in again on the short term and look and see what's happening. Let's go actually even a little bit closer. All right, and we compare these two charts, you're going to see something really crazy here. You're going to see that, guess what? The same human psychology is playing out, just in a different time frame, right? Markets are fractal, the microcosm and the macrocosm. This is a true principle found throughout nature, but it's also found in these markets as well. And you guys can see that just in the same way that oil has made this bull flag, it broke bullish out of a flag, then it came down and tested the support of that flag, and a lot of times they kind of look like they're trying to push down, and then they break bullish. This is what Bitcoin was doing before it moved up just the other day. It looked like it was trying to push lower. It was trying to push against this floor, but there was so much buying pressure that it couldn't do it, so it moved up, right? Oil's set up to move up, and Velo's doing the same thing right now. The same psychology is taking place, and this is a great example of how markets repeat, and also how it's important as a trader, as an investor, to understand how to trade the Dow Jones, to understand how to trade oil, and to understand how to trade and invest in gold. Even if you're not trading them yourself, you need to know how, and you need to know how to do TA on them because it's all connected. Everything in life is interconnected, and you can't get away from that. You just have to learn how to work with it and learn how to work with that principle and that law. So, man, I make a lot of people mad on these streams because everybody leaves once I start talking about the truth. No, there's still a bunch of people here, and I love you guys. I really appreciate the ones that tune into these streams, and I love you guys that leave too. But come on, you guys. BTC dominance looks like it wants to break down. I actually don't do a lot of TA on BTC dominance. I will do TA on BTC pairs sometimes. So like a lot of times I'll do BTC, like ETH-BTC I'll look at to kind of look at what's happening with the Bitcoin pairs, you know. But I don't do a lot of analysis on the Bitcoin pairs. The dollar pairs are more helpful for me personally. Oh man, we are lagging. Holy cow, we are lagging. Whoa, what just happened to my computer? This thing is fast. What happened? There we go. That was crazy, you guys. Okay, we're back to business here, boys. So you can see the ETH-BTC pair has a tendency to look like it's going to violently go down. Like it looks scary a lot, and then it breaks bullish. You can see that happened right here. You can also see that happened right here. It's happening again right here. So that kind of fear where people sell, they get all bullish on Bitcoin. Right when everybody's bullish on Bitcoin and they're all selling their altcoins, alt season happens. And I'm not saying it's going to be that vertical, right? But I'm just trying to drill it in your head that people are dumb sometimes and they make a lot of dumb choices. And a lot of times they panic sell right where the Bitcoin pair is going to flip bullish. They sell their altcoins for Bitcoin, thinking that Bitcoin is the future, when really Bitcoin only leads at the beginning of bull markets. And then as the bull market goes on, your altcoins always do better. In the last 2 cycles, that's been the case. And it's not going to magically change now. All right? This is the way that it works. Bitcoin is like the S&P 500. It takes a lot of money to move the S&P 500. But if the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones are breaking out, then you better bet that low cap stocks are breaking out more because they have a lower market cap and people are taking risk on in that kind of an environment. And that's the same thing that happens here with crypto. As money goes into Bitcoin, people take risk on and their altcoins are going to go way higher. It happens every cycle. And it's not magically going to change. It takes a lot of money to move Bitcoin. And it doesn't take very much money at all to move a lot of altcoins because they have such a low market cap. So, and people want to take risk on during bull markets because they can make so much money going risk on. And they're smart for doing it, by the way. You want to be risk on in a bull market. That's what good investors do. That's why they make so much money in bull markets, because they're risk on instead of risk off. Altcoin Bonanza, what's up, man? It's good to see you tuning in today. I appreciate you taking a minute to tune into our little crypto live stream today. So yeah, all the stuff we've been talking about is coming true. You know, we've been bullish on the markets. We've been bullish on world markets. We've been bullish on crypto. We were bullish on Bitcoin down here at 16,000. We were bullish on Solana at the very bottom. We were bullish on the Dow Jones at the exact bottom. Everything is going out exactly as we planned. And I think it's going to keep doing it. You know, this is a huge rounded bottom on Bitcoin. The people that are trying to fight against this, they either haven't ever traded a crypto cycle or they are letting their emotions control them. Because if you know anything about crypto and you know anything about cycles, and you've even seen what happened in the last cycles, then you're not going to be bearish on Bitcoin, and you're definitely not going to try to fight this massive rounded bottom pattern. That's, again, like trying to swim upstream when a dam breaks. It's just not smart to do that. You're just going to get carried away with the water and wonder why you got so screwed up from all that water smacking you in the face. Well, you tried to go against law. You tried to go against law and principle thinking that you could. You know, there's a story of people they'd never ridden in a truck before and they were getting taken down a dirt road and they didn't understand that you had to wait for the truck to slow down to get out of the truck. So they just jumped off the back moving 30 miles an hour and rolled over on the dirt. That's what happens when you try to sidestep law, right? You're going to fall down and roll around in the dirt. And it's going to suck. So you have to work with law in order to be successful. And if you try to swim upstream, you're going to get carried away with the water. The same is true for crypto. If you try to if you try to trade these markets based on your own opinion instead of law and principle, you're going to get carried away with the water, or you're going to jump off a moving truck. Right? That's what happens when you try to sidestep law. It doesn't work. You just get screwed. So you guys can see here on the bottom, this huge rounded bottom on Bitcoin happened between 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, which led to the 2017 bull market, which was one of the most profitable and lucrative bull markets in history ever, like human history, not just crypto history. And we're doing it again. This is a massive rounded bottom pattern on Bitcoin right now. And yet people, and guess what? When this rounded bottom pattern started, you guys can see that the pullbacks were not very big at all. The pullbacks were very small. 30%, 20%, 30%, 20%. It basically went straight vertical all the way to 20,000 per coin. Yet right now, because people are still in the mentality of a bear market, they're expecting huge pullbacks and big drawdowns and big pullbacks in the market when it's not going to happen. You might get 30% pullbacks along the way up, but you're not going to get a huge drawdown, again, until the next bear market. So you got to stop thinking like that if you want to make money in these markets. So yeah, that's my rant for the day. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'm going to drink a little water here. Do you guys want me to play one more song on my guitar before I go? I got a meeting to go to. Yeah? Okay, we'll do it. Because I've been practicing this song. I've actually been writing a song for you guys. I've been writing a song for my crypto people. And it's called Here Comes the Moon. I played it a little bit last time, but I've come a little bit further with the lyrics on it. And yeah, so we're going to play Here Comes the Moon. And I promise I didn't plagiarize this from the Beatles. But I probably won't get any ad revenue for doing this, but screw it. Here comes the moon, do-do-do-do. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold crypto winter. Little darling, it feels like years since a bull market was here. Here comes the moon, do-do-do-do. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. Little darling, the gains are returning to our portfolios. Little darling, it seems like years since I made 100x. Here comes the moon. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. I won't play the whole song because I might make a music video for it in the future and make a cover song. I don't know, I'm just playing around with the idea, but there's Here Comes the Moon for you guys. So it's actually a catchy jam. It's almost like somebody else wrote a really good song and then some other guy took the lyrics and just slightly changed it. But yeah, Here Comes the Moon. I love you guys. I really do. I appreciate every single one of you. I want to see you guys succeed. That's why I do this. My focus is customer results. I want to see you guys make a bunch of money. Yeah, I make a ton of money when you guys make money too. We all make money when we make money. We win together. So, of course, I have personal benefits that I get from this. But I do want to see you guys make money. That's why I do this. That's why I'm still doing it 8 years later. And I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I look forward to seeing you guys in future live streams and videos. As always, stay profitable out there.